All right, so video response for GS News. All right, so you want to know what do we think of the situation about Donald Trump supplying Ukraine with weapons now? Well, something very serious went down behind closed doors. Like I said in one of my other videos, people do a lot of talking in front of the camera, but when the camera goes off, lights, when the lights, camera, action go off, when it's like real behind the scenes, people do a lot of shit get done, a lot of threats be made, you know what I'm saying, all kind of stuff. So Donald Trump just one person. Yeah, he a billionaire. Elon Musk is one person, but you see how they tore their ass up, man. You see how the people were sabotaging Elon Musk stuff. I heard they blew up a Tesla truck. They was almost boycotting him. He took a huge loss when the people rose up against Elon Musk, and then they focused on Trump. You know, Trump is known for calling out and basically in their world ratting on some of the biggest billionaires. You know, for instance, during the trade war, basically he ratted on Canada, ratted on Mexico, ratted on Europe and China, and told them, you feel me? Hey, man, y'all been ripping off the United States for so long, man, that shit gonna stop. And they like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Make it stop. You feel me? And so when Canada announced what they was gonna do, and then we saw the reports by, I forgot the other guy, news media outlet, that Canada backed down. But then we saw they didn't back down. So they're flipping sides. It's like they're confused. They don't know what the hell to do. I mean, let me say this, though. If this is real beef, though, if it's real beef, they're confused. They're scattered. They don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? But so what could have happened, though, if this real beef? Not saying what happened, but what could have happened is the world. They was getting ready to replace the United States. And after the meeting, we know that 180 people got killed, so they say, right? 180 people from Ukraine, plus 30 foreign people. Then there was a retaliation strike. A U.S. oil tanker got hit, losing thousands of barrels of oil. Took a massive hit right there again. Now you got to look at the hit the U.S. started taking in the beginning during this trade war, which really wasn't a trade. It was a trade war, but real war as well. They took a hit, boom, the oil factory. Now Canada announced tariffs, boom. Europe announced tariffs, boom. China announced tariffs, boom. Mexico probably announced tariffs. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut this fan on because Pat sucking that cancer dick again. Cancer stick. So y'all might hear a little wind. Sorry about that. Let me try to adjust this up a little bit further so y'all don't have to hear the wind. And hopefully the live don't mess up. But yeah, so they got hit with tariffs, right? So United States was getting hit too hard, too fast from all directions. So you got to look at it like that. And then them saying they want to annex Canada. And then went in the meeting with Putin. So Canada probably think that the U.S. probably said some shit to Russia about their country.
No, when you're done, let me know.
All right. What is it?
Monday, I go in for the surgery.
All right.
This coming Monday?
Yeah.
I go in for surgery, just so you know.
Okay.
You're my driver.
All right. You, that's what you think.
Thank you.
So he thinks I'm gonna drive with him while he go get his surgery. I'm not trying to drive with that fucking man no more, man. He keep driving crazy. I done told this man so many fucking times, bro, stop driving. And I even made him think one time. I said, when he was driving crazy one time, I said, would you drive crazy like this with your grandkids in the car? You know what I'm saying? Then he paused for a minute, thought, and he was like, nah. I said, well, don't do it while I'm in the car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck. But then he was like, yeah, and then he started speeding up. So he think it's a game. Like, I don't know if he trying to do it to show out because he always claimed he was a fast driver and shit. But I don't like it. So he think that I'm gonna go with him on Monday for his surgery. But I'm gonna tell him, nah, I'm gonna stay here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, don't worry. You know, if you need a driver, I'll Uber down there and drive back. But I ain't going down to the fucking hospital with him no more. Sick and tired of waiting. I feel every time I wait in the hospital with him, dog, I don't know, dog. It's like, fuck, I'm waiting in the hospital with him for. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? But that's just how boring it can be sometimes. You know, I'm waiting in a hospital for an old ass, you know, reckless dude who don't. Man, fuck that. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna just. Y'all already know. Fuck nah. But so I'm gonna be chilling. He could take his ass down there. That's his hospital. You know, his appointment. I ain't going with his ass. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think the U.S. probably looked at the situation. Well, they're considering us rats. So it is making us look bad that, you know, we done did a about face on Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? We done told Ukraine to go to war. Now they would have running out on them. Europe them probably said the same thing. So when Europe them was like, they're going to start their own army without the U.S., and Great Britain co-signed it with Zelensky of Ukraine. Now all of a sudden the U.S. want to get back in the picture after that meeting with Russia, right? So Canada probably feel like the U.S. probably told them that they wanted to annex Canada, you know, as well as negotiating a peace agreement with Zelensky. I'm saying if this is all real beef, but this probably didn't happen. I'm just saying this is my opinion of what all could have happened, not happened. So there's that side. Canada probably like, okay, he snaked us too. You know, then Europe probably like, oh, they sold us out too. See, this is why we need our own army, because we can't trust the United States. And then they start saying, look at what they try to do to Turkey. Look at what they try to do to Iran. Remember, war talks with Iran heated up now. So that's a reminder to the world of what the U.S. tried to do when they captured them soldiers trying to invade their country to start a coup. Right? So they're looking at all the places. And now, this doesn't change nothing because, you know, governments are legit. It's only me now, if they've decided to move forward without the United States, but now somehow the United States trying to make things right and come back, we can only expect a lot of dead people. A lot of dead people amongst them. Because now they can't trust each other. Once they make it official that they can't trust each other and that you are not to be trusted, when you come around, it's either going to be you or them. It's not enough room for both. So even though they friends again and all this supplying to the U.S., I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of dead people if this is real beef, because they can't trust each other. Now, you cannot. You see what this person is capable of or what they really want to do, you know, if they had the ball in their hand. Or when they get the ball in their hand, you see. So, you know, that's what you want, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you want to associate yourself with or be friends with. So, it's going to be a lot of dead people, bro. And then number two, you got to think, they've been screaming they want smaller government. Smaller government. And it seems like they are for real, right? Elon Musk comes. He gets information on the whole damn country, right? So now you got a whole bunch of federal workers getting threatened. Oh, you got this and this deadline to do this and this and this, or you're fired. Or you're going to get paid off, or you're fired. Right? So all this tough talk. Now, all of a sudden, after the second meeting, shortly after, they do some reports on President Putin now wearing green. So they're like, oh man, what that mean? Blah, blah, blah. It could mean something, or it could mean nothing. But he's wearing fatigue uniform now. He have a meeting with his military now. So now, remember, Trump dissed on the U.S. military before. And he said he didn't say it. I heard that he called them names. And then he got in there and told the world that the U.S. really, the weapons look old and outdated. They don't look like they can win a war with the junk weapons that he called, his first term. He was talking greasy on everybody, man. The U.S. military, everybody. I'm telling you. But you got to love that because Trump speak his mind. You feel me? Hold on. But there's that. So now you got to look at, they've been wanting smaller government. Now they doing comparisons probably. Since the U.S. don't have superpower status anymore, they've showed all of their allies the blueprint, what to do, and all of their allies really wasn't faithful allies. They really hated America, but America paymasters. That's what they don't understand. They pay people. Remember, when President Duterte of the Philippines was in the chair, he said after talking shit about America and Obama and his mama and all that, they sent a secretary or somebody to his country to give him a couple $1 million or something like that, 100 million, something like that. He told that to the whole country in the world. He sat them down and said, they sent somebody to pay me off. And he said to the people, well, damn, if I knew talking shit about the United States of America would get me paid this much money, I would have been talking shit about him a long time ago. And everybody started clapping and praising President Duterte. Yeah, he put them up on game then that they were paymasters. So, think about this. If the United States of America want a smaller government, and they've been screaming this and they've been showing it, if this real news, right? If they're firing federal workers and all that, who's the number one workers that they can't really fire that really has too much power? That, they would like to get rid of, but then again, they can't. So, if it's a one world government or that they pushing, there won't be no need for all them different branches of alphabet boys. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no need for them. So, in other words, you have an option that they probably was looking at. You can get the country invaded and get everybody destroyed that way. Or you can get the country invaded and get everybody destroyed that way. Or you can send them off to war. So now that they're supplying all these weapons to Ukraine again, according to GS News, and this is a video response to you, GS News, if I didn't say that in the beginning. But so these are just some of the ways that could be going down. You feel me? Not saying it is. These are just different avenues that you can view. So maybe the U.S. also in that meeting, there's no telling what they talked about in the meeting. They probably looked at the crime in America, compared it to other peaceful nations around the world, and was like, what the hell going on? You feel me? They know who can stop all the crime in America if they wanted to, and who can let it ride. They know. They know who could stop all the crime in America and who could let it ride. And so they looking at that. And they saying those people, they could be saying those people are responsible for the crime rate. They could be scared. They could be wanting to do something about it. They want smaller government. You know, the government is growing too big. A whole lot of snitches. Low key, you feel me? A lot of black snitches, empowering black people. You know, all that shit can be going down that they not going to say in the eye of the TV. You feel me? All these black people being hired by these alphabet boys. They informants. They snitches. Remember when I told y'all when I was in Hong Kong, bro? The second time I went to Hong Kong, it's fucking rats everywhere over my favorite park. All over that bitch, bro. It wasn't like that the first time. I'm telling you. There was few traps here and there, but you ain't never see no rats. I ain't never seen not one. Not one. You feel me? When I was there the first time. When I came back the second time, it was Rat City, nigga. Rats running all through that bitch. So I felt like it's Hong Kong, China way of telling the community, be careful when you go to America. There's rats everywhere. The whole fucking country is flooded with rats. You know, snitches and shit. So they know this. They know. So who are you ratting for? Who are you snitching for, right? So that's what they're trying to say. You know, your whole fucking country is rats. Literally. And that can be discussed in the meeting. Who knows? Who the fuck knows what they talked about? Right? But maybe the rats in Hong Kong, China ain't a message. Maybe it ain't. Maybe they're not trying to tell their people anything about the U.S. You know, maybe it's just they want to turn the park into a rat farm. But I'm telling you, they everywhere, man. I'm telling you, it was not like that before, and they are flooded everywhere. So I thought, you know what I'm saying, shit, what they think? I'm a rat because I'm from America? Bitch, I ain't no motherfucking rat. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Nigga, I don't work for no government in America or anywhere else in the world, nigga. I'm dolo. Like, I ain't no fucking rat. But they was looking at me as if I'm a rat. Like I might be, because I'm from America, I'm working for these crackers or something. You feel me? They think everybody from America got to be a rat and informant. That's what I was thinking. And they fucking wrong. You know? But that's what they probably were thinking. And so that's probably what I was thinking, what maybe the message was in Hong Kong, that is rats everywhere in America. Everywhere. And I was like, damn. And remember, they said they were trying to turn America to a police state. And when Trump got in the chair, remember, he barely even talked about the military. All of his energy was where? The police. He always talk about the police. The police. He very rarely talk about the fucking military. He really don't give a shit about them. Really, well, I don't want to say that because then I'll be. I'm sorry about that. I mean, I'm saying it's as if he really don't give a fuck about the military because he barely, you know. But he talks about the police though. He loved. It seemed like he's more of a police guy than military guy. I'm just saying. You feel me? But so. That could have been discussed in the meeting. Hey man, we see what the fuck going on over there. What's going on, man? We need help. We lost control of our country. You know, I'm sorry we created a mess. Yep, no shit. That's all you good for is creating fucking mess. It is what your country's good for, is fucking shit up. You feel me? And so that could have been discussed in the meeting. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So now. They got to come up with a plan. Okay, you're going to back Ukraine now. And remember what I said in one of my old videos where I said what could have happened was where they pull out what Elon Musk was here grabbing everybody's information or whatever, right? And it could have been a message saying, okay, either you're gonna send people to go fight in Ukraine and die like men since you done killed up all Ukraine, man. Now it's your turn. Either y'all gonna come out or we gonna come in. So you got two choices. You can fight us. We can come to your country and fuck shit up, or you can go fight like a man in the country you are already responsible for fucking shit up. I'm just saying, you feel me? I'm using hood language, but this is just some of the avenues, like I said, that could be going down that they'll never tell us. And if you are one of their dummies, then you won't be able to think outside the box because your thinking relies on what they tell you. So they tell you how to think and what to believe. You know, you're not capable of thinking or believing on your own. Yeah, so maybe this can help. But yeah, so that's what could be happening. It could be going down. You feel me? A lot of stuff could be discussed. You know, and the military could probably feel like he ratted them out as well. This can be some plan to ultimately get rid of a lot of military soldiers. Why? Because he asked for $1 million his first term. Now, you know, they probably looking at, since these people got here, all kind of hell has been breaking loose, or whatever you want to call it. Who was ever responsible for the crime rate boosting instead of dropping, right? And you got to know that they know. So if you want to shrink smaller government, if you want a smaller government, and you've already fired a lot of workers that's in power, so what's left now? The force. And in that meeting, who knows what was said? They could have been like, nah, motherfucker, we want your force. We want to shrink the size of your force. We want to shrink. We want to be sure. So, and that could be their way of saying, all right, man, you can trust us, bro. Because they outnumbered. Too many countries probably done band together behind the closed doors and say, okay, this how you want to play, motherfucker? Well, now we coming for your ass. And then they probably was like, nah. I mean, we're going to join, we're going to do, and now they doing it about face. Who knows? Maybe Ukraine and Russia, remember they were threatening to call a truce. But you ain't hear no more talk about that now, right? And then they had Europe with them now. Canada with them now. And all of these countries, low-key, they don't fuck with America. They really don't. That's the God honest truth. They just only get money from them. Why you think when Trump started talking about it's like they're showing Trump why they rob you, why you pay them that money. Because without us, we'll shit all over you. So you're going to continue to kick out all this money. And if you stop this money, then we coming. Oh, you want a trade war? That's cool. All us are band together and give you a trade war. That's what you want to? That's what you're going to get. You better stick with this trade war because you move any other way, it's going to be on and popping. So that's probably what they also showing. You feel me? You better stick with the trade war because that's the only time we're going to have sympathy on you. If you're talking about cutting fund to the country, to all this and that, everybody gonna band together and they coming for you because they don't like you in the first place. You just bought your friends. You bought them. And now they know how you think. All these people you showed your evil hand to, how the fuck stupid could you be? That's retarded, bro. You done show these people what you like to do, how you like to do it, all your evil ways, how you kill people and all that shit. You was what the fuck? But they did it. They got around their allies, and they showed them their true colors. They even brought people in, y'all, to assassinate with them. You stupid motherfucker. They even brought people in. You feel me? So, but hey, they shit, man. And so they know, in other words, they know how you get down. They know about you. They're fully aware, And so now it's pretty much a wrap. That's probably what could be going down. So now they have to send the soldiers to the grinder. Why I say that? Because they're helping Ukraine now, and Russia didn't want them to help Ukraine. But now all of a sudden, President Putin's in green, and now America started backing Ukraine again. So what's next? If the situation escalates, they're gonna have to fight for Ukraine, or Russia gonna take all of Ukraine. So either way, America got to send some soldiers that's gonna go to the meat grinder. Have to. People have to die. It could have been discussed. No, your military is growing too big. We want to shrink your military. We need bodies and souls from your army. And they probably off. Okay. You know, and now you hear the U.S. is supplying Ukraine again. That's the start. You feel me? But they're flipping and flopping so much like a fish out of water. They switching sides, yo. It's crazy. So it means that some serious stuff is going down behind the scenes. Serious stuff. And being friends now with, you see me, I try not to trust nobody that I can. You know what I'm saying? You're not a female trying to kick it with me, you know what I'm saying? Do some grown-up things with me. You know what I'm saying? Give me some of that good stuff you got, you know. And, you know, we make love and shit like that. You feel me? That's cool. But other dudes and shit, you feel me? You gotta think about it. It's the same way with militaries, bro. Oh, yeah. Oh, you've been talking about what? Doing what? And now you back cool? A lot of people gonna die behind the scenes secretly. I'm telling you. It's like that with governments. With a friend, you could beef with them and y'all will be back friends. You feel what I'm saying? But when you talk about governments, ain't no, man, what? In order to be back friends, a lot of people gonna have to die. That's what them people do, man. They kill for a living, bro. That's just who they are. Who they always will be. A bunch of serial killers amongst each other. That's it, man. Bunch of civilized serial killers. And believe me, it's gonna be a lot of people getting murdered. I'm telling you, watch. A lot of people gonna be getting murdered. I'm telling you. Behind the scenes, bro. A lot of people gonna be dropping dead quietly. And then out of nowhere, boom, you're gonna hear a country got taken. Or something got taken for a country. Or a country is just out of nowhere so weak to the point where they can't even fight back. That's because shit been going down behind the scenes quietly for years, man. It's been out there. It's been going down. They've been murking each other. Shit been going down. You feel me? But they do a good job of keeping their nations calm and quiet. You know, but ain't no telling what was said in the meetings. Unless you see what was said in the meetings. And how you see. You sit back and wait. Wait for the announcements. That's how you know what was said in the fucking meetings. Sit your little hot dumb ass down. Pay attention, watch and wait. Learn. They'll show you what they talked about, something eventually in bits and pieces. And they're showing us what I was talked about in those meetings. And the moves are being made. And it's going down for real. I guess, you know. Anyway, catch y'all in the next video. Y'all stay safe and peace out. This was a video response to you, Grand Supreme News. And I would have to upload it. Oh no, yeah.